Hello again, Gundam fans. So we got two random things I picked up loose here locally. We got the ball from Micro Wars Set 3, and then one of my favorites is Hidolfr from Micro Wars number 4. I can't remember if this is the last wave. I guess they're not making Micro Wars anymore. Wave 3 came out in 2019, Wave 4 came out in 2020. Maybe they'll come back and do it. Who knows? Leave a comments if you want it to happen. Alright, well, typical stuff. There should be a little character in there, and you can actually pop them inside. That's the draw of the Micro Wars, having pilots and whatnot. There are instructions on the inside of the box, which is pretty good. Pretty smart. You know, instead of wasting paper. But they're so simple, like, you don't even need the instructions, right? There's probably like 5 parts in this whole thing. But it's nice to see that we got 3 characters, because the actual mech suits don't seem to come with pilots. They know you're going to buy the mech suit, so they make you buy all these random vehicles so you can actually get the pilots. That's my experience. Alright. And so we're going to have to clip this stuff off the runners here. This clipper's gone bad already. That's a shame. All these videos about good nippers, but they don't tell you that they get dull. You would think that cutting plastic wouldn't dull them very quickly, but maybe it's because the blade is butting up against another piece of steel after it cuts. That's what dulls the blade. And I've tried sharpening them with, you know, some sort of fine sandpaper, or really a nail file, which is really fine grit. Not a nail file, a nail sander. And you saw on the other one it didn't work. On this one it seems to still work, even though I did try to sharpen it myself. Okay, so we got those things out of the way. Let's get a lower angle here. So this is a pilot, it seems, because it has a helmet and it has a shiny black visor, it looks like. I think that actually might be metallic paint. These little characters do have multiple points of articulation. The arms will, you know, bend 90 degrees and they'll rotate, and a little bit of in and out movement. Same with the hips, in and out, rotate, and then the knees bend. So pretty cool for something so small. Alright, so the ball here, we got a nice shiny window painted on. It's like a nice metallic blue. And so there's a lot of hollowing out on these Micro Wars. It's usually on the bottom and the back where you probably wouldn't see it when you display it, but it is something to be mindful of. And I find their molding isn't very sharp on these things. Something about it just is like a little muted, which is strange because Bandai has the best molds out there, the best plastic molding technology. They could have easily molded these to have sharper corners, but for some reason they don't. Maybe they're for dumbed down for your little children or something. So you can see this gun is very hollowed out. It's actually fine on this side, but they hollowed out that whole side, which I think is kind of weak. It looks really lame. So, yeah, it's fine from here. Alright. So, yeah, you can pop in a character. So in this case, we will pop in Mr. Yellow. Or it's actually kind of an orange. Yeah, I guess it's more orange than yellow. It is orange, who are we kidding? Alright. So there you go. There's some minor details, you know, screens and control boxes, some wiring in there. So that's kind of neat. Snaps together. And then we have the arms, which cannot articulate. And again, they're hollowed out. So, but at least it has a ball joint, so you can get some movement out of it, right? Quite a bit, in fact. And angled there, up and down, and all rotation. So from the outside, the arms look okay. Yeah, it's only really the gun that it's such a letdown. You have to pose the gun in that direction, really. And if you want the arms to look nice, you gotta pose these kind of inwards, right? Strange that it would have these recesses of hollowing out. I don't know what those would be, but that's basically it. There's a 3mm hole here if you want to put it on a peg stand, or even a runner. And actually that looked like it was falling off the bottom. Look at that. The feet are there. So, alright. I guess you could paint the bottom half if you want to get a different contrast. So that makes that pretty easy to do. Okay, great. Actually, we have 3 pilots. So I'm gonna put these pilots in some other ones. Look at this guy. This guy looks like he just landed on the moon. He's got a big metallic aqua green kind of teal mask. And you'll notice the moldings are, well, these two guys are the same, but the orange guy was a different mold entirely. This guy does have a different helmet though. So you have two similar bodies. Oh wait, maybe the bodies are different. Let's just hold on. Let me put this thing together. Clearly the heads are different. This one's got like a gold orange kind of mask. Oh yeah, look at the chest. Sorry, I gotta focus again. Yeah, the chest is different. I thought with the back they look very identical, right? The backs look identical, but I guess the character is different. This guy has a pistol on his shin. This guy does not. So the legs are even different. So it's quite interesting they would go through the trouble of that, but it's appreciated for sure. Alright, let's put those guys aside. Let's get this one out of here. Move on to Hidolfr here. I'm not sure why this image... Oh, there we go. There's some images back there. So balls are actually a pretty big thing, apparently, compared to a Gundam, which is a huge thing. And then the Hidolfr, I guess, is really big. I haven't seen the animation of this ball thing. Alright, so, yeah, you got supposedly 3 people in this as well. A pilot and 2... Well, they all have masks, so they could all be pilots. And this says number 5. So... And those are the other 4. I've reviewed this, and I don't have the other ones. I will have to try to get them someday. I don't know what happened here. Seems to be new still. And I'm gonna guess again, probably not so important to look at the instructions, but there they are. We'll keep it by, just in case. I guess at some point I'm going to actually collect one of every one of these Micro Wars, because there weren't that many of them made. Even though they're substandard compared to other Bandai Gundam sort of things, I still like them. I like that you can put a little pilot in there, and the pilot actually articulates. Okay, so that looks like the same kind of character as last time. Ooh, I hope that neck... I think I just ruined the neck peg. Oh well. Let's cut that thing off. This one's actually running into its ears, or its ear muffs. The runner. Or the gate. There's the last head here. Okay, let's do the people first this time. Oh, the dude's arm fell off. So there's like a notch to try to keep the head on. Alright, so it shouldn't fall off too easily. And even the arm also has that notch. Okay, so, alright, that one's done. Let's see if this one has the same body and head as green guy. Yeah, it looks like they're identical. Definitely in the front, at least. The legs look the same. The back, yeah, they're identical. But the orange guy, he's got a pack on the back. Yeah, totally different again. Alright, let's continue on with this stuff. Some sort of arms and claws or something. Alright, so main unit, we got tracks, but they're not painted, so that's a shame. Although it'd be pretty easy, I think, to paint those like a metallic or black or even. The torso here is painted though in a dark gray. The rest of it is just the raw plastic. And does this move? No, that's weak. That thing doesn't move. You would think it would rotate. The mono eye is painted pink, but it's not metallic. It's just a normal pink. Okay, so yeah, that's too bad that that thing doesn't move. So what is this? There's 2 ball pegs on it. Yeah, but it does seem like it would... I guess I am gonna have to look at the instructions. I see. Okay. So these are the shoulders. looks like the armor plate is like that. Alright. So then that is the other arm. So this pops up on here. Nice snapping sound. And so this would probably have to work like this. Alright. So, yeah, good movement again, being on a ball peg. Up, down, rotate. It's hollowed out there, but from the front view, it generally looks like all the panels are there. So now we have this turret thing, and it's hollowed out on the bottom, but that's fine because you never gonna look at the bottom of the turret. Okay, so that can rotate all around, and you can actually get a little, oh, yeah, you can still get a little angling, so that's good. Alright, so yep, the cockpit opens, we got a little seat detail, some control box, vent details, speakers, or whatever they might be. I guess for contrast, we'll put in this orangey guy as well. Mr. Tank Driver. Yep, goes away. Okay, then there's a little gun, but sadly it's hollowed out on the side instead of the bottom. And so I guess it would make sense to maybe put that in the hand on this side. So at least here it looks pretty good. Or if you angle it this way, oh yeah, that works, right? Because it's kind of facing the bottom. And then, hooray, a victory cheer. It's really sad that the torso doesn't rotate. Oh, that's why it doesn't rotate, because the thing has to open. Well, I still think they could have made the whole green part rotate. And for very little money, really. Alright, so I have 4 extra characters, which will come in handy for those other robots that I have. And, in fact, let me get some of them. So here's the rest of my collection of these little Micro Wars guys. So we got the Type 76, was it? The hover tank thing. I'll pop that up there. And then this CUI, Kui, or Sui, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's like a moving wall, apparently. So we'll put those up there as support vehicles. So now, yeah, I already had a character in here, but I think I'd rather go with a high contrast character, so I'm going to put Moonbase Alpha guy in here. Yeah, nice, more contrast, very good. Or even better would be the gold helmet guy. So this is a Goof or Goof. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. You gotta make sure you clear the head. Yeah, very good. I matte painted all. I clear coated these guys with some matte finish so they don't look as shiny as originally. This guy's already got an orange guy in there, so that's cool. This guy had this gray tank guy in there, but I think I'm gonna pop in a green one. And we'll put in one of these guys because he's a duplicate. This one's hard to get in though. Alright, there we go. Ah, his head's rotated. Well, I guess he's just looking over that way. Alright. GM. Torohachi here's already got a white guy in there. Zegok needs someone though. So let's see. Maybe gray? No, not enough contrast. Green? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the white guy here. White guy with the blue mask. What's nice about the Zegok is it has a movable eye. I tried the Hidolfr and it doesn't have a moving eye, so... The Goof also has a moving mono eye. Alright, so I still actually have 3 extra characters, which is nice. In fact, let's change Tank Boy over to a green character here so it's more contrast again. There is actually another green character in here. Yeah, I guess I'll just store 2 of them in there. Get in there. Have a tank party. Yeah, can 3 get in there? That's the question. Alright, so party going on in there. Alright, so let's get over to these vehicles again. These guys are obviously not to scale. This hover tank is relatively small compared to a Gundam. The Hidolfr seems to be huge. The ball is definitely not as big as a Hidolfr, so it's really all about these characters that's driving the design of all these things. You know, having the ability to pop one of these guys in there. So, yeah. If you like this stuff, stay tuned. I'll eventually get the other ones. Alright, we'll see you in that video. Thanks for watching today.